welcome back. I thought I would film another video for my 6 subscribers, yay. But I really do hope that this video like gets to people that maybe need advice, because when I was picking my A-level choices and deciding what I wanted to do, there wasn't much advice about particular topics on YouTube, and I just really wanted to know, because I'm just like, I'm a person that does go to seek advice about things before I do them. Like, I'm very, very indecisive, so I do like to know my stuff before I choose something. Today I'm going to be talking to you about A-level advice, particularly A-level BTEC and maybe the end of GCSE. So I've got a few things that I want to talk about. Is when you come to deciding the college or the sixth form you want to go to, or if you want to do an apprenticeship, like, do it for you. Don't follow your friends, because everyone has their different paths. Everyone's going to go to different unis eventually anyway. It's literally just 2 years and it could make a world of a difference. Like, college, not that life-changing, but it can actually, like, if you don't choose the right thing, you might have a horrible 2 years. But really look into where you want to go. In my area there was like either 2 colleges or lots of different sixth forms I could have gone to. I wanted to go to a college because college treats you differently to a sixth form, because I feel like sixth form treat you like you're at school. They make you stay there from 8 till 4, and then, I mean, you probably have a lot of free periods, so you probably sit there and do your work. So I think if you're not a very disciplined person, I mean, I can't speak for people that go to sixth form, but I think if you're not very disciplined and you want to stay at school and do work, and if you feel like staying at school and doing work is what you worked best at, then maybe go to a sixth form. But like, don't follow your friends. If you want to go to that college but you don't know anyone, go there, throw yourself into the deep end. Like, at the end of the day, after the 2 years, you're going to go to university or go into a workplace where you know literally nobody, or maybe 1 or 2 people. So at least if you go into a college where you don't know anyone, then you get that experience, new skills about meeting people. So advice to you is, don't follow your friends to college, because I know a lot of people have gone like to a sixth form because their friends are there, and then now they're in the 2nd year and they don't like it because they just wish they had more freedom. I mean, I think they do give you more freedom in the 2nd year when you're at sixth form, because obviously they're quite strict. Stuff like clothes as well. Like, I feel like the 2 years you're at college is for you to be individual and not wear like workplace uniform. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not at work yet, so why do you need to dress smart? Like, you're just there to learn. Do you know what I mean? So I feel like if you go to college, it's so much more fun, because you can just wear what you want, wear your jewellery, wear your makeup, experiment, find yourself, because I feel like school is so restricting. GCSEs are so stressful. You have to wear your own uniform, you have to go in for exams. Like, the 2 years of GCSE is so stressful, and you just want to chill when you get to, get me wrong, A-levels are a massive jump from GCSE, but do prepare yourself. Not as stressful in the sense that you don't have like, what, 13 different subjects to revise for. You just have 3, or like if you're going to do coursework like I'm going to speak about, you have less exams. Do you know what I mean? So when you're going to choose your A-levels, I think you should look at your strengths and your weaknesses in GCSE. So if you're doing GCSEs right now and picking your A-level options, which subjects do you actually enjoy learning and like to revise for? I know like you're forced to do many subjects at GCSE and you don't like revising, but for example, like I did art and like textiles at GCSE, and I would constantly be in the art room catching up with my art after school because I actually enjoyed doing it and it was something I liked to do, like the creativity of it. Really like exams, maybe A-levels aren't for you, or you want to do a BTEC. So BTECs are really helpful as well. I do a BTEC and I'll speak more about that. Or maybe even if you don't want to do A-levels or BTECs, you can always do an apprenticeship in like children care, makeup. There's like lots of different apprenticeships, and plumbing. I don't know, you need to go onto I'll link the website down below, but there's an apprenticeship website. Or you can always do an apprenticeship after A-levels. You can do an A-level equivalent apprenticeship or do a degree apprenticeship, so that's always an option, but I will talk about that later. My advice to you is look at your GCSEs when taking your options and what do you like to do best, because you're going to spend 2 years in A-level and it's like 4 times the content of GCSE like maybe even more. Like the content of A-levels is so much more than GCSE. You go so much more into depth and there's so much more to remember. For example, like in a GCSE exam, I'm not sure about the 9-to-1 situation because I only did English and maths in 9-to-1, but my longest exam was like 2 hours 45 and I was like, oh my god, that's so long because most of the exams are an hour. But now I take sociology and there's 2-hour exams, there's 3 2-hour exams. Definitely choose subjects that you enjoy and that you want to do maybe in uni in the future or in your job, something that will help your job or uni. If you don't really know what you want to do like I did, just pick things that you like to do, because at the end of the day you want a career in something that you like doing and you don't want to be stuck in a job that you have to do you know what I mean? Like don't look for the money, look for something that you want to do. I mean, I can't give you good advice because I am only 17 and I don't really know what I want to do. Paths that you like to do, don't get forced into something that you don't, because you won't enjoy learning about it and then you don't want to revise and it's just such a palaver. Subjects that I take is media production, BTEC, and it's a subsidiary diploma, so it's only equivalent to 1 A-level. And then I take sociology, and that's with AQA, and I take photography. I take 2 coursework subjects and 1 exam-based, essay-based subject. Subjects I take, I thought I'd talk about a little bit. So when you're picking your A-levels, choose subjects that link well with each other. For example, if you're going to take sociology, maybe you could take psychology or history or something essay based, or if you're going to take something more creative, if you want to take art, maybe take something like photography or media to go with. For example, I take photography, and in photography obviously you learn how to work a camera and everything, and then I also take media and BTEC. I don't really, like, the skills are transferable. I know how to use a camera already. I don't need to know that. Do you know what I mean? So they work well together. So when you're taking your subjects, pick subjects that work well together. If you feel like you're better at writing essays and doing exams, pick A-levels, because you do write essays and stuff in BTECs, but if you do work better with exams and can't keep up with coursework, definitely take an A-level. Whereas if you love working with coursework, not love, but because I know coursework can be very tedious, definitely think about taking something that's more coursework based, obviously. BTEC, you have to constantly be on target. With an exam, you can drop a grade and then work your way back and do the exam, the real exam, and pass. But BTEC, you do get a second chance, so there's this thing called a resubmission. So you submit your work and then the teacher marks it, and then they give you 2 weeks for you to resubmit it, improve it, and it goes, there's a pass, well, I think there's a fail, pass, merit, distinction, distinction star. Distinction and distinction star are equivalent to like A and A star, and then I think a merit is equivalent to a C in A level. Like a fail in an A level is an E, but to get into university mostly you will need a C. So I mean, if you get an E you're not going to fail, but you need kind of a higher grade to get into university. But that's fine if you want to go into the workplace, and you can just work your way up, I guess, if all fails, because A-levels is probably not that important. Like, always a backup plan. You can always do an apprenticeship or do something different. Like, you've got so many years in your life. Do not just focus on A-levels, so like that's the end of the world if you fail, because it's not. Ask you, what do you want to do when you get out of college? What do you want to achieve in college? Like, what do you want to do in the 2 years? Because that's very important. Like, you want to pick something that you're interested in, and you like probably research your subjects before you take them, because I did quite a lot of research. I think I didn't really research photography, but it's turned out to be like my favourite subject, so you know, you can sometimes wing things. Talking about photography, I take photography at A level, and in the first year it was like really fun, but it's very fast paced, very fast paced. I don't know about other exam boards, but we had AQA and now we've moved to EDUCAS because AQA started failing loads of people in our year. I don't know, can't really go into depth about that, because we've decided to change our exam board because of the way that AQA marked us, that people's photography is better than what AQA thought. Fast paced, very fast paced. We have to do a shoot every single week and write annotation, so you have to do an artist study and write annotation for your shoot. And then it's just, there's so much to do in photography. So in the first year we basically learned how to use the cameras, the flashes and everything. Now we're focusing on the development of the shoots. So I think if you can't keep up with coursework, don't take photography because it is very fast paced. Like I took GCSE art and photography is probably like 5 times more work. List of things I have to do by February 4th. This is my deadline, this is my coursework, and it's just so much work. If you want a more in-depth video about photography, I can talk about that, definitely. Like, just write a comment down below if you want more about photography. I can show you my photography book and everything. Then I thought I'd give my opinion on A-level sociology as well, because when I went to take this A-level, I was like a bit precautious about it. I was like, oh, I don't know if I want to take it. At GCSE, obviously not a lot of schools do sociology as a GCSE. I'd give my opinion about it because I couldn't find any videos on it when I was trying to take it, and I wanted to know more. But basically, so in my sociology we're learning about crime and deviance, education, family and households, and religion, and at the moment we're doing crime and deviance, but sociology is so fast paced as well. A-levels are so fast paced, like you have to be on it, you have to get your notes. My advice for sociology is to watch videos on YouTube. I find that really helpful for any revision. Revise really early, and for like your exams in year 1, just revise, and then over the summer I think also make some revision notes, because that would be really helpful. And also I'm going to talk about my media production BTEC. So I decided to do this because I thought I actually wanted to know how to like use a camera, film stuff, and do the hands-on stuff, because when I started college I really wanted to do media and become like an editor, video editor or something. But I've changed my mind since then, and I'll get into that. Media production BTEC consists of different units that are like industry standard, kind of. Like, I'm not saying it's industry standard, but it's the practices, what they would do, like if they were going to make a TV show or a film or video or something, like anything. In the first year we did a unit where we wrote a script for, like, I think it was like a series or a film. You could just pick, but you had to like do the introduction, so that was really fun. And then we had to plan and produce and edit a music video, so we had to do the whole pre-production of a music video, which was really long, and it like kind of taught me a lot of things about me working to a deadline as well. Deadlines in BTECs. We also did other units which helped us like with editing. Like we had to teach people how to edit on Premiere Pro. So Premiere Pro is like an industry standard software, and so we always learn on that. I don't know about your college which you're going to pick, but hopefully they use industry standard kind of stuff. I took a BTEC was because I did want to do more of the hand stuff, like making a documentary, make a music video. And the A-level media studies is similar. You do make like a music video or a short film, I think it is, and a magazine and stuff, but obviously you spend like your whole year learning the content for the exam, and then you rush. I'm not saying they rush the coursework, but like they do the coursework kind of like at the start of the second year. People may struggle with that, like, and I don't think they do much practice or hands-on stuff. Like we make more things. They only make 1 short film and 1 music video, whereas we make like 2 or 3 projects. Do you know what I mean? So if you want to learn how to do more things, more hands-on things, I'd pick a BTEC media. Or if you want to do like magazines and learn about the theoretical sides of media, I'd pick the A-level. But yeah, for the summer between year 1 and year 2, I think you definitely need to start thinking about your options. If you want to go to university, if you want to take a gap year, if you want to do an apprenticeship when you leave college, it's very important that you start thinking about this as soon as your exams are over, because I didn't do this. Well, I did. Like, I went to the careers person and I was like, oh, like, I don't know what I want to do when I leave college. I need to do an apprenticeship. So I was like, okay, I'll just do an apprenticeship. And then I was like, wait, I don't know if I want to do an apprenticeship. I was really indecisive. So now I've chosen to take a gap year. Some people, when they take a gap year, they apply to university and defer. So they apply when you're at college and then you have your year off and then you go to university and you've already got your place and everything. But I genuinely didn't know what I wanted to do at university. So I was like, no, I don't want to apply. And I definitely think if you know what you want to do, you know what course you want to do, book those open days in like June, July. They have open days at university. To them as soon as possible. Do not leave it to like October, November, December, January, because that's when you start doing your second year of A-level, and it gets so much harder because you have less time to do things. So I think it's definitely, if you're considering university as an option, book those open days for like June time. If you've decided what you want to do, what course wise, maybe look at YouTube videos or something about writing your personal statement, because I'm sure college will help you in September time. But if you want to get ahead of it and not be stressed out when like the deadlines are coming in around November, then definitely get that done. So choose your course, or if you want to take a gap year on apprenticeship, you can think about that a little bit later. Just start applying for uni early. When we went to college, like they told us to set up UCAS in like July, and I was like, yeah, I don't really care, like I don't know if I'm going to apply. And then it got to September and they're like, right, you need to like start applying now, like, and then I wasn't free to go. Like I think like October and November are such busy months anyway, so yeah, definitely apply then. That's my advice. Tips to you. Now, when it comes to applying to uni, you need to look at your grades for year one and think about the unis you want to go to and what you want to aim for, and your UCAS predictions and all of that. It will probably, or sixth form, make you do something called EPQ, and if they offer this in the first year, I think it will probably be great. Like if your college does EPQ in the first year, do it, because that's definitely a great thing to do. It's similar to a university dissertation, so you get practice about what you do at uni before you go to uni. But my college, I'm not dissing my college, but they make you do EPQ in the second year from September to about February, I think the deadline is. And so in the summer they were talking about EPQ. I was like, yeah, I can do it, 5,000 words, that's not hard, yeah, I can do it. If you're going to take EPQ and you pick EPQ in the summer before year two, think about your like question or title or whatever, like what you're going to do your EPQ on. Start getting books and everything, because EPQ starts as soon as you get back and you want to start writing. I mean, your teachers guide you, and I left EPQ because I was like 2 weeks in and I didn't have a question. I was like, no, I can't do this, so I left EPQ. And now I do something called career development, which is also really helpful when I'm like designing a product and stuff. But yeah, like the career paths are really helpful. But yeah, I'm just advised to you, if you want to do EPQ and you can't keep to deadlines and you're not going to prepare in the summer or like in September, then don't do it and just pick something else, because it looks worse if you're going to fail EPQ. It looks good for universities if you get an A in EPQ or a B, because they might extend your offers. So like if your offer's A and you get like you're predicted AAB, they might be like, oh, that's fine, you've got EPQ, so we'll let you in for AAB offer. But if you don't think you can work to deadlines and you don't think you're going to push yourself enough for it, I just advise you don't, because you'd rather get like good A-levels and work on your A-levels than bad EPQ. And don't leave it to last minute to change, because your college probably won't like it. They didn't like it for many people. In the first 2 weeks of second year, I heard about 30 people left EPQ that I knew anyway. So yeah, it's like, my advice, don't do EPQ unless you're really motivated, because I am literally a star pupil to do EPQ. This is what my teacher said to me. She was
like, yeah, you're a really good candidate to do EPQ, like your grades are really good and like you can handle it.
Like, no, I want to work on my A-levels.
I know I've got 2 coursework subjects. The EPQ deadlines are very, very similar to photography and media. And
I was like, sorry, I just
I'm basically crying. It's stressful. Like my subjects as it was alone last year were stressful, and like the second year's like 10 times worse. But I think if you stay at college like all day and just do all your work and revise and make all your notes, you'll be absolutely fine and probably get like A stars, because I don't even do that and I'm getting okay grades. But that is me, and everybody is different. So just think about your situation when you're picking your A-levels and how you work, because that is very important for A-level, because you have to be very independent. I mean, I'm not talking for someone at sixth form, because I don't know if sixth form are different and like work differently, and like are more like teachers are probably more like or do your work. But definitely for my college, we have like 2,000 pupils, and I'm not saying I don't get attention from my teachers, because I get loads of attention from my teachers. I love my teachers. We call our teachers by their first names. I'm basically best friends with my teacher. But like, your teacher can't do the work for you. You need to be independent and do your work. I have 4 hours of photography a week, and 4 hours of sociology a week, and 4 hours of media a week. Time is for you to do your work, so do it, because that is literally my best advice for A-levels. Do it when it gets set. Don't leave it to the night before the deadline, because I was up till 2 AM at some points. So yeah, that is my A-level advice. I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if I'm good at giving advice, but this is the advice I want to give myself, my past self, because I have a few regrets. Not that much, because I'm still getting like AAB, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not that much of an issue, and I'm going to apply for uni next year because I'm taking a gap year. I'm going to just work and travel, because I've been in education for so many years, since I was 5, and now I'm nearly 18. That's 13 years. I mean, I'm not great at maths, but I think that's 13 years, and I just want to break from it, do you know what I mean? Like, it's okay to take a gap year if your parents are like, yeah, you can take a gap year. Obviously, I'm going to be living at home, so I'm going to have to pay my mum rent and everything, but it's good because you learn to budget. Obviously, like, if you want to move out ASAP, maybe go to uni, but you need to really think about that, because like, uni is £9,000 a year. That is very expensive, and my tutor said that it's like 50k altogether, the debt, after like accommodation and everything. So you just need to see your financial situations, especially for uni. But I watched the Martin Lewis money expert thing about this kind of thing, and it kind of made me want to go to uni. So I will link that below. I'll link apprenticeships. I will link some advice about personal statements, because that is definitely something you need to look at, like June, July, August. I know you're going to probably have a really sick summer, because my summer was so good last year, but also give yourself like a week to like think about revising and personal statement and stuff, because that is some regrets. I wish I kind of applied to uni now, because I've decided what I want to do now. I want to do criminology, because I think I want to become a police detective, and this is not because I watch all these programs and I'm really interested in it, but I genuinely think that a police detective would be such a fun job. Like, I know it's really serious and everything, and I'm not the most serious person, but I can be serious. But yeah, police detectives, like, they go away, they're out of office, they're in office. Like, it's quite an active job. You have to be quite active, and I want that in my life. I want an active job, but you never know. I'm so indecisive, I'll probably change my mind next time I talk to you about this kind of thing. But yeah, I hope you actually got some advice from this video, and I'm sorry if it's really long watching, and I will see you soon.